Oh, that's delicious. That has a lot of depth to it. Hey everyone, I'm Jacqueline Maines, your hostess with the mostest at America's Best Restaurants. And we are in Buffalo, New York today, checking out Fatman's Pizza. I can't wait to see what Buffalo pizza is all about. Jeff.
Hi, how are you?
Good, I'm Jacqueline. So nice to meet you. Thank you so much for having us here today.
Yeah, thank you for coming by. It's great to have you guys.
So I'm intrigued by the name alone, Fatman's Pizza.
Perfect.
And I'm hoping that's definitely what I'm going to get to try, some pizza.
Absolutely, yeah. We're going to do a buffalo chicken mac and cheese pizza as well as our staple cheese pepperoni, which is one of the highlights of Buffalo.
Awesome. Buffalo mac and cheese pizza. Yes, please.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, come on in and we'll definitely see where we go from there.
Awesome, let's do it. All right, so now I'm here with Jeff. We've got all this pizza dough in front of us, so you're making me a pizza, right? We've got to.
Of course, yeah. So one of the things that I like doing is getting creative, making things that are a little bit off the wall, but still fit with the mode.
Okay.
And we do a pizza of the month. Last year, we did a couple of mac and cheese style pizza of the month.
Ooh.
And it was such an overwhelming, positive hit that I was like, all right, we're just gonna add a mac and cheese pizza onto the menu and we're gonna change that up every time.
Nice.
The biggest popular one, obviously, since we're in Buffalo, we went with the Buffalo mac and cheese pie.
Yes.
So it's got some chicken fingers, it's got homemade mac and cheese, we've got a blue cheese base. So it's got that real traditional Buffalo flavor and would highlight not only us, but just that feel that you get in the area.
Awesome, I love this. Okay, so where are we starting?
So first off, you gotta start with the dough.
Yeah.
We make our own dough. We do it fresh the night before, gives it time to rise. What I usually do is try to make sure that everything is as level and even as possible. Because you don't really want that bubble to pop up. You don't want things to be uneven where you've got that bite where it's just
all dough, and then the other one that's not a lot of dough.
You want everything to be as enjoyable as possible.
Awesome.
So once I get this as level as possible, I bring it over to the pan.
Okay, I'll let you do that. Do a little swapperoo.
Yeah, and then the crust will build naturally with the heat. So I try to get it as thin as possible along the edges, balance things out.
Now, this crust recipe,
Yes.
is this something you have changed since ownership, or that was an original recipe here?
So, in terms of the ingredients, it was pretty much where it was, but I made dough the first time I bought the place, and I thought that's how they did it. So I was like, all right, this is how I've done dough forever.
Yeah.
And then the response immediately was, you changed the crust. I did?
But
Okay.
they're like, you changed the crust.
Yes, it was more so that. So I was like, all right, well, let's stick with it.
Yeah.
And it became something of a staple of the place. And customers just, the response usually is, okay, that's a good pizza.
So you put your spin on it without actually knowing.
Yeah, it was one of those things where I lucked into something good, and
Awesome.
it's one of those things you can't argue with.
And you can't change it once people respond that way.
True, very
Awesome.
true.
Sweet.
And so once I get this thing stretched out to where I want it, I give it a little bit of a dock.
Yep.
That way everything's not gonna puff up and we're gonna lose it. Finish it around to where we have for our pan so it's level. And then of course with your mac and cheese pie, it's buffalo chicken. You have to have the homemade blue cheese. So secret recipe, but we gotta make sure.
Can't talk to me so much about that is what I just heard.
Very true. Yeah, that one's staying with me to the grave. But we gotta make sure we put our own blue cheese on
It
it.
looks nice and chunky. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you gotta have the real blue cheese with it. So we put about 6 ounces of blue cheese on there.
Okay.
So we spread it through.
Oh my.
As you can see, the chunks do
smell it.
show up.
I can smell it. It smells good.
And then after this, we'll go top it with our chicken fingers and our mac and cheese
All
mix.
right.
And then we'll melt some mozzarella on it, throw it in the oven, and it's gonna come out perfect.
Sweet. So we're gonna go in the way back, right?
In the way
mac
back,
and
yes.
cheese. All right, we'll do that next. All right, so you've been back there doing some mac and cheese, chicken strip magic.
Yes.
And I can taste, like, I want to, I will taste it eventually, but I want to smell this. It's like you can smell the spice. Oh, that smells so good. And you can smell the creamy all in one. Like, I don't know how, but you just can. I cannot wait. So this is going on the pizza next, right?
Yeah, so, I mean, you got to do it right in Buffalo. You got to make sure that things are heavy and hearty, because in Buffalo we got a lot of cold months. And you want to
stick to your bones.
Exactly, yeah. We want to make sure that things are as filling as the name. I mean, you don't have Fat Man's reputation being that skinny guy pie. You're not getting that paper thin, one topping, one piece of cheese pie. You're getting something that's going to fill yourself up.
I love that this is literally carb on carb.
So we mixed the chicken fingers and the mac and cheese, and we tossed some hot sauce in there, and then we're going to spread that out through.
Beautiful. So you've got, buffalo mac and cheese, and I love that you did that. We're here in Buffalo, New York. So talk to me. This to me says community. Like, you made this for this area. Talk to me about your role in the community.
I try to have as much of a local feel as possible. I work with some of the local high schools.
Awesome.
I have the sponsorship with UB Athletics. So
super cool.
Feeding football teams and track teams and any road team that comes in for their bus ride home. They're making sure that they're
they just had a game and they need to refuel.
Oh yeah,
this would do it.
this would definitely do it. Yeah, I mean, you've got some guys who will order a full pizza for themselves, and I mean, but it's something that's going to be memorable.
Fantastic. All right, so we've got this here. Does it go straight in the oven, or are you doing anything else?
So we're going to put a little bit of mozzarella cheese on top. Because of course you got to make sure you're putting more cheese.
More cheese.
But then this way it's going to make sure that everything stays on there, and you want it to have that real Buffalo feel.
I'm really excited about this.
And then pop it right in the oven. Let you cook.
All right, so this baby is cooked and ready for tasting. I'm so excited. All right, I'm eyeballing the piece.
Of course, you gotta get the piece first,
This one's the piece.
We can do that.
Right here.
We can for sure do that.
Oh, you get it for me?
Yeah, why not?
All right.
Yeah.
I'll let you do it.
If I can slide it under.
Thank you. All
No problem.
right, we're gonna share pie together though, right?
It works for me, of course.
Yes.
Buffalo, you gotta have real Buffalo pizza.
These are substantial. I mean, look, that's a big piece. Yeah, it is.
I mean, that's how you stand, yeah. It's certainly not for the light.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Yum. Oh my gosh. I got the creaminess of that beautiful blue cheese. And it gives the blue cheese gives you a little kick in your mouth.
Yep, and there's a little bit of zing with that hot sauce,
Yes.
so it has that full Buffalo flavor, and then the mac and cheese just kind of makes it that difference.
Oh my gosh. This one bite, this one piece right here, it would be hard to eat 3 pieces of pie. Like, I can eat 3 pieces of pie. I don't know. I'm gonna eat 3 of these. Oh my gosh. Snowy outside, this is what you want to be eating 110%.
Tailgate food.
All right. So what else do you have for me to try? Because if this is where we're starting, I can't wait to see where we're going.
Well, we've also got to go with the staple of just your traditional cheese pepperoni pizza.
Yes.
And then I got to show off the top of the line stuffed peppers, because it's one of those things where we didn't look into it, but we found what we wanted, and we kind of exceeded our own expectations, and now they're one of our favorites.
Awesome. That's what's up next. I'm hitting this again. So Jeff, tell me a little bit about how you started your Fat Man's family journey.
Well, the Fat Man's family journey started when I first started working. So I was
Period.
Yeah, so I was 15 years old. They didn't know if I'd make it. They didn't know if it was just like a favor to the family doing a job or whatever.
Yeah.
I stuck around. I learned more and more and more, and then I was originally at Fat Man's as an employee for about 7 or 8 years.
Wow.
And then Fat Man's closed for a while. The business went away, didn't exist. So I went and did a couple other restaurants, and managed the place, and then all of a sudden an opportunity came up in 2018 saying, would I want to buy the place?
Okay.
So I'm like, all right, at this point in life, I'm like, this is the next step, and I took that opportunity and rolled with it. So I jumped in, and November 1 of 2018, we became the new version of Fatman's, and we've been going ever since.
So speak to me a little bit about that, the newer version of Fatman's. Like what influence what changes did you make to make it your own?
I wanted to do it where it had that modern sense of Buffalo feel. I didn't want to have just a generic pizzeria. I didn't want to have just that thought where we're looking at things and it's like, okay, every pizzeria is the same. I wanted it to be my own, but I wanted it to have that feel where you could come here and just know you're getting something real. So I chose to rebrand with a different logo.
Yeah.
With
sporting that?
Yes, I'm sporting the logo. And then also I changed it from the Fatman Pizza to Fatman's Pizza because whenever anyone calls, whenever everyone like talks about it out in public, it's not the Fatman, they call it Fatman's. So I'm like, let's just make it that, and it's stuck with it. And so we rolled along with that level of what the business is, and it became where we are.
Awesome. So speak to me a little bit about what we have in front of us here.
So of course we had to go with just your traditional cheese pepperoni pizza. It's going with the OG semi-sweet sauce because that's just what everyone who's had Fatman's in the history of Fatman's dating back before me is used to.
Fantastic. All right, scoop me up a little piece of that. And then when you're doing, talk to me about these beautiful peppers over here.
Yeah, so the stuffed peppers that I have, they're sausage stuffed. We offer a couple of other ones as well. We offer a buffalo chicken one. In August, we did a cheese stuffed pepper for our pizza. It was like one of our specialty pies. But it's sausage stuffed. There's some cheeses in there, some spices, and then I've got a little bit of something secret in there that just separates it.
Secret spice that you made it your own in that way too.
Yeah, I mean, I had experience making peppers at other places, so I incorporated some of those ideas, but I wanted it to be mine. I wanted it to be something, okay, like I'm doing this my way, and then when I did it, I was even impressed. I was like, okay, so I went a little bit beyond where I thought I'd be. And,
Let me cut you some.
Yeah, sure, that'd be great. So I didn't want it to be like
generic.
I didn't want it to be generic, but I also don't like to like toot my own horn. I want to be as modest as I can if people are asking me how things are, because people have that skewed opinion when they're asking the owner, even if they don't know it's the owner. Oh, how's the food? How's everything? Of course I'm going to say it's good. You're coming into my business. You want to.
You're not putting out things you think are bad.
Right, exactly. But when it comes to the peppers, I'm going to be like, all right, you're going to enjoy this. Like it's something that's going to stand out.
Something special.
Right. So it's got a little bit of spice. I mean, obviously with the Hungarian pepper itself, it has its own, like, some can be hot, some cannot. But I mean, the flavor, it's something different.
I'm like savoring it because I'm trying to figure out what your special spice is, but I can't figure it out. Oh, that's delicious. That has a lot of depth to it.
Yeah, so it's not just one little thing. There's a little bit of heat.
Going around my mouth, I'm like tasting different things, and I've never had a Hungarian pepper.
Yeah, so
the spice just hit a little bit right there.
Yeah, that's good. That's what we're looking for. So we offer it just as the peppers. We'll offer them on a pizza. People can get them as a calzone or as a parm sub. I mean, so we've definitely incorporated it in our menu, and I mean, it's just one of those things where I'm very proud of what I did.
That's beautiful flavor. Yum. So, what would you say is your number one pizza that people go for?
I mean, when it comes to like all your specialty options, they vary. It seems that everyone seems to go, when someone's in the mood for a chicken finger, it seems that the entire town's in the mood for chicken finger.
Everybody follows suit.
Yep, everyone follows suit. It's all waves. So you might have no chicken finger pizza sold for 3 days, and then you get like 12 back to back to back each day, and it's like, okay, that's what everyone's in the mood for. But regardless, I think cheese pepperoni is just the staple. That's why I wanted to choose it here, because I mean, it's very popular in Buffalo. I mean, everyone in Buffalo. There's so many pizzerias to deal with, and you got to fight through the crowd. But I mean, if you can show your like par food, and like that's what everyone's going, par for the course, they're gonna do it. And if you can excel at that, that's what you want.
I love the sweetness with the spicy of the pepperoni.
Oh yeah.
Like that's a fun combination. And I'm not really that familiar with a sweet sauce. This is a lovely balance. They're like playing this little game in my mouth.
That's good. Yeah. I mean, the original sauce, I call it a semi-sweet sauce because if you go north of here, you definitely run into more of a sweeter blend out in Niagara County. But if you're going closer to the city of Buffalo, it's definitely more that savory, traditional, like
garlicky
coming from Italian. Yeah. Like, I mean,
yeah. And you don't skimp on the cheese.
No.
Like this is a slice of pizza.
Right. Yeah. Very true. I mean, you don't want it to be something where the customer is leaving still full or still hungry, and you're coming to a place named Fatman's.
So, where can we find you online?
Well, we have our own website, which mostly everybody does right now, but it's at fatmanpizza.wny.com. And then we've also got our presence on Facebook, on Instagram.
Now you know where to check out Fatman's Pizza online if you want. But if you're in Buffalo or in the surrounding areas,
very true. Now
you know where to come to get a substantial piece of pie and some peppers, some wings. I mean, they've got a lot of selection here, and they're all fantastic.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
So thank you for that.
Thank you.
Well, folks, this is Fatman's Pizza, and Jeff hooked me up with some decadent stuffed peppers, some delicious pizza in this bomb t-shirt. Fatman's is the official home for the winter body. I'm Jacqueline Maines, your hostess with the mostest at ABR, and until next time, where we show you where the best local eats are. Bye, everyone.